So we may choose that way and justify it by rationalization in order to make ourselves feel better about the bad that we did. In the mystery schools, they refer to this mystical time of coming out of the age of innocence as the Luciferian philosophy. I've tried to illuminate you with this for years on my radio broadcast.
How's it going?
Hey, how you doing? I don't want to bogart the show here, but I do want to say hi, Scott. By the way, you need to stop hiding your handsome face behind that microphone.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Who knew YouTube could be the new matchmaker? I was joking.
But Mike, I wanted to just say thank you so much. You inspired me. I did a live stream last night. I'm not trying to plug anything, but more people, there's a whole generation, and even, our generation that do not know who Bill Cooper is. Even when they announced his death, they called him a militia member and a talk show host, when in actuality, he was a patriot. People need to go back and listen. I did a whole show informing people of who he was, how he served this country. And yes, Behold a Pale Horse is a great book. However, as you grow and you learn things, you change some things. So he did get away from the alien thing, and he was just.
People don't know that. If you don't,
I know.
But you're right. Keep going.
They caught some of his early stuff, and they tried to.
You can always re-show just the early stuff, but yes, he had a whole history, and I'm gonna have to check that show out. I definitely did not. I missed that, but that's awesome that you did that, Elle.
I did it because of you, because of your clips and what he said about, yes, it is possible for a good guy to get in and to do it. It is possible. People need to be patient, okay? The revolution will not be televised. We used to think it would be, but it would cause mass hysteria. And God wins, guys. God wins.
In the Bible or in the church, they talk about the fall of man. Same thing. There's only one difference between the Luciferian philosophy and the fall of man, is that those who talk about the fall of man believe in God, whether or not they believe in a Savior. They believe in God. The ones who believe in the Luciferian philosophy do not.
These people are satanic, and they will go down.
Here's the way they look at it. Here's their metaphor for the end of innocence. Adam and Eve were held prisoner in the Garden of Eden by an unjust, cruel, and vindictive God. Until Lucifer, through his agent Satan, set man free from this garden by giving him the gift of intellect. Through the use of intellect, man will conquer the earth, will conquer nature, and will himself become God. It's taught in every Masonic temple in this land. Every secret brotherhood, every secret society, every mystical temple, every occult organization teaches the Luciferian philosophy. They do not believe in Lucifer. They do not believe in any entity called a devil, and they do not believe in God. It is a mistake for you to assume that they do. They are atheists in the strictest sense of the word. They are humanists.
These people are satanic, and they will go down.
God bless you. That is actually correct. Thanks, Al. Thank you so much.
I got goosebumps all of a sudden, and maybe it's God, I don't know what. I'm not real good with grammar, so I do apologize. But just what she just said, this takes me back. I'm very humbled. This is exactly why I wanted to do this show, Mike. I mean, there are other people out there that think like us. We're no longer, the quick 10-second, 20-second plug of how Mike and I got started. Too many kept telling us, shut your mouth. You don't talk about it here at the Legion or the bar or wherever him and I happen to be. So,
yes,
I am way taken aback now. This is exactly why we're doing what we're doing. It's great, and I hope you all feel the same way. There's almost 100,000 of us strong now.
Yes.
Subscribers, thank you very much. But how awesome is that to know that we're not alone? I knew we weren't, but how do you reach them? Well, now we have found the platform, and
there's a big story here, folks, and that's exact. I'm glad, and Elle hit it on the head. That was the whole reason I made that. I heard people saying like, well, if you look at his past, this and that, or this person, it's like, well, look at all of our past and look at what point do you get changed? What point do you figure out something that you want to move forward and operate in a different way? Well, there's a lot of them throughout our time in history. People that have saw things, did things, were part of things, and that's the only reason we even got a glimpse of what's going on is because these people felt something, whether it was God, the hand of God, or just a conscience of their own that this isn't right and I'm going to try to do something about it. I want to warn people. These are the people we should listen to. Awesome.
Think about how, now I've seen and read and stayed up on a lot of the Cooper stuff. Of course, when I started watching it or listening or whatnot, researching, he was already dead. He never looked or acted scared. He spoke defensively. He was worried for his family. But, oh my God, that was a different genre. That was a different time that you and I, he gave us the freedoms that we're doing right now, kind of. Right now, we could be pissing somebody off, pardon my language. We could be upsetting or unraveling or ruffling some people's feathers, but we're not alone in this. They can't go after all of us, but he, in an early stage, was kind of alone, ultimately ending in his death. But he kind of laid the foundation for us, and because of technology, we're not alone anymore, and we don't have to have the same fears that he did. I couldn't imagine having to come over, get in the studio with Mike, say my opinions, talk about being a patriot, talk about the Constitution, and then go get in my vehicle wonder if my brake lines are cut or something. You know what I mean? But there probably was a time, obviously, when him and Schneider started this type of thing. They were doing it on AM radios, and it was so easy just to knock them off. You know?
Bill Cooper did the one where it was, I don't think ham radio, but similar, where it would only reach so far, and then he'd rely on other people to grab it and beam it out further.
Boost it.
No. Funny point on that, Elle, is so you were inspired to do your live stream last night because of what I put out, which is leading back to Bill. The whole premise of this channel was based off of one of Bill's. I think me and Scott listened to it. I'd listened to it years before, so 3 years ago I showed it to him again on a journey, and I went to go turn it off after 10 minutes, and he's like, wait, don't touch it. Oh my God.
I was hooked.
I was like, cool. I thought I was going to go somewhere else, but this is one I did want you to listen to, and I'm glad you got hooked you. But at the end of that, I think he's in Lansing, Michigan. He's on stage, and he's like, folks, it's mine. And he's talking about the radio station and how you could have your, but this one's mine, and that's why I did this, and you could have it too. And I encourage everyone for a little bit of money. And he was talking about buying these transistors that hooked up to your satellites back in the early 90s, and for several $100 you can get up and running, get a microphone, and you can do this as well.
Their freedom to make their political statement, you have stopped yourself. You have stopped everyone. And that must never happen in this country. It must never happen in this country. Because if it does, there'll never be another congregation like this, and you'll never hear me speak again, because I'll be dead. And so will most of you. This country's about freedom. Because only with freedom can you have all of the other things that everybody professes that they want. It's the only way it can be done. I hear all kinds of misconceptions and misstatements. I have the freedom of the press. No, you don't. No, you don't. The man who owns the press has the freedom of the press. And he can say in his press whatever he wants, but you can't. That's why I get angry with Americans when they say, the Jews control the press. Who sold it to them? How'd they get it? You want the press? Start a press. You want to be on the radio? Do it. But stop whining. Stop bitching. Stop complaining. That guy that owns the press, that's his press. He can do with it what he wants. Just like you do with your car what you want because it's your property. He doesn't owe you anything unless you've got a contract with his signature on it that says he will print what you say. If you can't produce that, he doesn't owe you anything. That's America. You know what's wonderful about America? You can have a press. I have a press. How many of you have seen my newspaper? That newspaper's no joke. It makes congressmen cringe when they see it. It scares the hell out of the enemy. You too can have a radio show. I'm going to teach you how just here in just a couple of minutes. You too can publish books like this. I did it. The Harvest Trust is the trust for my children. I'm not rich. I don't have anything. You know how I financed this book? I sold copies before it was printed to people who believed enough in me to buy them. I don't have any money. I have my family. And that's all the wealth I ever need. I don't make any money from my radio show. Veritas has operated in the red from the beginning. It probably always will. But I got something that you don't have. I have a free press. It's mine. And I get to say what I want. And I get to publish what I want and print what I want because it's mine. And I'm free. And it's my free press. That's why I don't care if somebody calls up my radio show and says they don't like what I say. Screw you. Get your own show. I don't care that they complain because I won't let them talk on my radio show. Screw you. Get your own radio show. This is mine. Belongs to me. I don't have any contract with you. I don't owe you anything. I was speaking in California one time. A lady stood up in the middle of the crowd and said, "You make me so angry. You're a terrible man. Why didn't you tell me this years ago?" She was lucky I was telling her then. I didn't owe her anything. But she blamed me because she didn't have the information that I was imparting to her on that day years ago. And I had it years before that. I didn't know how to do it. I would have. Oh, God, I would have. You don't really understand sometimes what a terrible burden it is to know some of the things that I know and try to wake people up and impart this knowledge to them and find out that they just have walls built in front of them. They want to be slaves. But we're making some chinks in those walls.
But here we are today doing it on a total different platform in the same idea. He would be on this as well, everything. But this is, that's what I always told Scott. We need our own platform instead of just arguing with the same five guys.
And somebody said earlier, and I lost track, but thank you for the compliment. I do say often what I feel and what I think and whatnot, but that's what inspired me. That when I listened to Bill, that's what got to me. If we all just clam up and we don't speak up for our rights and support them and defend them and speak together as a group, we won't be heard, or we will be labeled as conspiratists or BSers or whatever it is. Mike and I don't necessarily always have a platform per se. We just get on here and we talk about today's events. We're not news anchors that a producer and editor's telling us.
We don't have a teleprompter right here.
We bounce ideas.
We're not controlled.
Right. I mean, this is no different than if all 100,000 of us could be at a bar or in my living room or right here and just chatting. This is nothing more than a portal for us to be able to communicate with other people, like-minded people that we wouldn't normally have known about or ever meet or ever see. So it is a powerful movement, and they better fear it. And I don't mean fear it as if we're just going to physically hurt them, but we're hurting.
The biggest fear they have is the public awakening. Mm-hmm. That their whole guise lies on. So if all of us are awakened to the fact that the real reason they don't want the border is because it would stop the flow of drugs, and how much invested they are into that crap, I don't know, but we're just going to keep it at, if you're awake to the fact when they ignore that and they're on TV saying like, no, it's a racist wall, or saying whatever else it really is, and you know that it's to do with the human trafficking, the drug flow. What do you know they're lies now. Yeah. It doesn't work.
You guys are the pale horse. Bill Cooper would be proud. You know what? Most awesome. People wouldn't understand that aren't us. You guys and us. That I'm going to take that home with me tonight with a chip on my shoulder. If I'm compared to Bill Cooper, I've done my job.
The student becomes the teacher.
Yeah. I'd still be the student if they didn't kill him. Yes. So that's great. That's a hell of a compliment.
We had to pick up the helm. We had to keep the candle burning.
Somebody had to. I know there's a lot of other channels. I know there's a lot of other thinkers, but too many of them then get to such a high level. And I promise you this, no matter if we reach 1 million, 10 million, or a zillion subscribers, Mike and I are not going to sell out. We're never going to sell our opinions out. There's not a producer in the world that wants me on their microphone anyway. I'm not going to be corrupted or churned. I mean, that's the whole point.
That's huge. And another thing, folks, is a lot of these older Bill Cooper videos I'm bringing back are ones I did earlier on this channel. Of course, YouTube doesn't allow me.
Lucifer, what is your problem?
Just that, sir.
Okay.
I'm a Christian, sir.
I'm pure and virtuous and wholesome and innocent. How can you say anything bad about me?
Sir, you need to be born again.
I am born again.
Now, did you just say that you were Lucifer?
I am Lucifer.
Okay, define Lucifer for me.
Pure, virtuous, wholesome, innocent individual that's out to help people.
Lucifer is?
Yeah.
Say that again. Lucifer is a pure, holy...
Virtuous.
Now, is he the Lucifer that God created?
That's the same one.
Oh, man, this is great. I'm going to put this on the internet.
Oh, Amen. God bless you, Amen. Brother.
Because that's exactly what the Shriners and Masons teach, is that Lucifer is light.
No.
And you're
about
confirming
those hospitals?
You know what, sir? Jesus said, many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, we did not do these good deeds in your name? And you'll say, away from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you.
Jesus said it?
In Matthew chapter 5.
Mercy.
No.
That's hard to believe.
So you're a Christian and you don't know that? Actually,
no, I really am.
You are.
Because I'm pure and virtuous.
You're pure and virtuous, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In other words, you're perfect without Jesus, right?
No.
Okay, tell me about Jesus. Who is Jesus?
Well, he's my leader.
Is he the Son of God?
Yes, he is.
Is he the only worshipful master?
Yes.
Have you ever been called worshipful master?
No, because I've just been too busy. I've been working.
Been
working to help people.
What kind of work? See, this is what a Mason confesses, is that Lucifer is light.